So I was trying to sleep. I could not sleep. So I thought I would tell you about what Isaac and Jacob was up to next. So after Abraham, his dad, Isaac, has gotten old and he's getting ready to die. And as we know, he gave the blessing to Jacob after he stole it from his brother Esau. Well, anyway, Isaac comes to Jacob and say, since you have received the blessing and you my favorite and you gonna be God's new favorite, I need you to go and get one of your cousins to marry. As you know, your mother and I are first cousins, and we've had a wonderful and happy marriage. And she has a brother, and I would like you to go to her brother and get one of your first cousins and marry them, because this is how we do it. And so he like, cool. Well, come to find out, Esau heard about it, and he realized that he had married someone who was not a relative, and his parents really did not like that. And so he thought he would get back in their favor by going to get one of his cousins from Ishmael, the bastard son, and get one of his son's daughters and marry her. But he already had a couple wives already, but he added to the other wives one of his cousins to please his parents because they are really serious about familial incest around these parts. And that's part of being God's favorite. So Isaac had told Jacob basically like, you gonna have the blessing of Abraham. You know, Father Abraham had many sons. They didn't tell you all the concubines and everything who he had the sons by, but they had said he was going to have all of these descendants. They was going to be multiplied, and they was going to have male and female slaves. And reasons why they say male and female slaves, because there's a lot of human trafficking back in those days. And they wanted you to know that the female slaves, well, they was fucking. And some of the male ones too, but mostly you knew if you got some female slaves that you was going to make concubines out of them and put a couple babies in them. And they didn't really have a choice because, you guessed it, patriarchy. So anyway, Jacob gets to his uncle's and he looking around for his uncle and his family. He see a girl and he like, hold on. You look like my mom and them. Is you my cousin? Just starts kissing her in the hot mouth. Don't say hi or nothing. Tonguing her down. Soon as on sight. You look like my cousin on sight. Then he just starts boo-hoo crying and trauma dumping on the girl, telling him how his daddy was about to die and he sent him down there and all of that stuff. She takes off running and goes back to her daddy. Well, then her daddy comes out and says, are you my nephew? Come here to tongue kiss my daughter down and take her away from me? Then he kisses him. Oh my goodness. We still in Genesis, girl. Hold on. So Jacob stayed there for a little while. He working for his uncle. The uncle got two daughters. One of them is cockeyed and the other one is Rachel. So we got cockeyed Leah and Rachel. Jacobson already tongue kissed Rachel down the first moment he met her. And so he's basically like, I see her and I want her. What I got to do for her. So they come to find out that he gonna work for 7 years. Because he ain't got shit to give her. He ain't got no camels and gold that he brought with him or nothing. Even though his daddy is rich from running the scam that his daddy and his granddaddy was both running. And so he got to work in order to get her. And so he worked the 7 years and he like, give me Rachel because I'm ready to bone. Off top. Off the muscle. So Jacob was like, 7 years ain't nothing because I'm in love with Shorty. And I do the 7. So he did them. And so his uncle had his big old party, and Jacob in there waiting for his wife to come. They sends Leah in there. He don't even notice that it's not the girl that he in love with, that it's the cockeyed sister. He don't even notice the difference. So he smashes her all night. Wake up the next morning, he like, hold on, you cockeyed. You the cockeyed one. You not the other one. Is you the one I've been in her smashing her? What the fuck going on? Come to find out, the uncle play tricks just like him. He a trickster, the uncle a trickster. Running the family because they cousins and they make dozens. So the daddy was like, listen, I'm not giving up my younger daughter before the older daughter just because she cockeyed. She deserves love too. So he was like, you on the older one for a week, and then after a week has passed, I'm going to give you the young one, and you can smash her too. And I'm going to give each of them servants, and you can smash the servants as well. But he was like, you only going to get the young one if you agree to 7 more years of work, because you done only worked 7 years, and I done gave you both of my daughters. And Jacob was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. So he took both of the sisters, smashed both of them, but he made it clear that Rachel was his favorite. And they continued making dozens of cousins. And that's how we see the beauty and the sanctity of the beginnings of God's very chosen and anointed people.